Okay, let me start recording. Okay. So it's a 12:30. So we start on time 12:30. So before starting it, I want to make sure we have everyone is ready to go. Please type yes if you don't have any issue. Okay, I want to make sure everyone is ready to go. Okay. All right, great. So let's talk about collaboration strategy today. Okay. So in the last meetings, we done simulation, right? I believe you had a great time with your team, okay, to set up your strategy. That's good. Okay. So this time we're gonna start a new chapter, collaboration strategy. Let me start with some announcements. Yes, teamwork is important for your simulations, right? So if you have any problem with your team, let me know immediately, okay? And then this is our schedule, collaboration strategy today, and next week you're gonna have a full break in this weekend. Okay? Then next week Thursday we're gonna talk about protecting innovation, chapter 9, and in following week we will talk about chapter 11, product development. Then we will be done. We've done all the textbook parts. Then we just focus on the simulations. That's it. Okay, so you will have a fun time. Okay, all right, 3 more chapters, including today. That's it. Okay. All right, let's talk about. I will be a little bit speedy because we already done the not half, 1/3 of the textbook. So you're familiar with this, the class. So I'm a little bit speedy. So please go ahead. Please go ahead on your canvas. You will find chapter 8 owner keys. Chapter 8 owner keys. Please go ahead and take the chapter 8 owner keys. I'm gonna give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So 12:42. Then we want to discuss these questions. All right, I'm gonna mute my microphone, but I'm here. So if you have any question, please let me know. Okay, anybody needs more time? Please let me know. So nobody? All right, so let's talk about the warm keys. Okay, number one. Some firms, we are talking about collaboration strategy. A firm, B firm collaborate to have better results, synergetic effects. Okay? 1 + 1 can be equal, can be 2. This is mathematician's calculation. I'm not a mathematician. I'm an investor. I'm a businessman. I'm a business professor. So usually my calculation is 1 + 1 becomes 3, becomes 10, becomes 100. Okay, so this is my calculation. Okay? So collaboration strategy, synergetic effects. Number one, some firms avoid collaboration for fear of giving up their proprietary technologies. Yes, that's true, right? That's true. Okay? So it's like a swimming with a shark. Collaboration, sometimes it has a benefit, sometimes it has a risk. Okay. All right, number two, it is unusual for a company to lack certain complementary assets required to transform a body of technological knowledge into a commercial product. How do you think? Is it true or false?
I would say false.
It's false, right? I agree with that. Okay. Yes, usual, I think. So complementary assets. Okay. All right, thank you, Emily. Good point. Number three, product life cycles. We talked about product life cycles already, right? And certainly with high-speed technological changes. Yes, that's true. Okay. In IT industry, you can think about your what? iPhone. Okay, iPhone. Okay. Technological changes, high speed, and product life cycles shorten. Think about that. I still use iPhone 6s, but these days you have iPhone 12, 13. Huh? That means product life cycles are shorten. Number four, firms can use strategic alliances. I'm not worried about this topic, this chapter, because we already have a good sense about some modes of collaboration strategy through my papers. Okay, so firms can use a strategic alliance. What is a strategic alliance? Make a friend to collaborate, to create something. Okay, so firms can use strategic alliances to exploit their own capabilities by leveraging them in another firm's development efforts. Yes, this is exactly why firms get into the strategic alliances. Number five, a joint venture. Okay, so strategic alliances, a joint venture. Joint venture is different from strategic alliances. Usually, strategic alliances not involved with the ownership of something. Okay, they just cooperate. Two firms cooperate. This is a strategic alliances. But joint venture creates a new company. Okay, two firms, 50% ownership, and creates a new company. This is a joint venture. Okay, between two companies often result in a new separate company. Yes, that's true. This is the definition of a joint venture. Okay, and licensing. So we talked about strategic alliances, joint venture, and license. License, you can purchase the right to use other firms' technology. This is a license. Licensing a technology from another firm is typically more expensive for a licensee than developing new technology in-house. This is not true. Developing a new technology in-house is the most expensive. Think about that, right? Think about that. So in-house develop is the most expensive. That's why you get engaged in licensing. Licensing is more expensive than why you get engaged in licensing technologies. Okay? It does not exist. Okay? Number 7, joint ventures are less appropriate than straight alliances. Okay, when a firm places great importance on access to other firms' competencies, joint ventures are more appropriate in this case. Why? Greater importance on access to other firms' competencies. This question is very interesting.
One of the things that the book discussed was that with joint ventures, there's just a lot more commitment involved. And so you're more likely to have equal sharing, and people are more likely to be a little more willing to share their resources and patents and everything because there's more of a relationship and more accountability to keep people from stealing.
All right, great point. Great point, Emily. Thank you so much. So joint venture requires greater commitment. Okay? That means what? That means between partners, the stronger ties between partners. Okay? Compared with the strategic alliances. Okay? So joint ventures are more appropriate when this partnership is more important. Okay? All right, good. Emily, thank you. And number 8, strategic fit refers to the degree to which potential partners have resources that can be effectively integrated into a strategy that creates value. This is a resource fit. A little bit tricky, but this is a definition of a resource fit. Okay, so resource between partners, these are ready to create synergetic effects. These are resource fit. And strategic fit is about objectives and styles between partners. Okay, so when you select partners, basically you need to look at these two: resource fit and strategic fit. If you have a good fits in terms of resource and strategy, then it can be a good partner. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So, any question, comments about the this one keys? Very simple topic. The most. Why do we care about collaborations? Then the most of collaboration strategies. That's it. Okay. If you understand this topic is done. All right. Any question, comment so far? So if you are ready to move, please say yes. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move. All right, so we are here, collaboration strategies. Then next 2 chapters. Then we done the textbook. Then we focus on the simulations. Okay. Today class activity. Actually, I was thinking about either one of this and this. Okay. Cases, but actually the more important thing came up. So I just want to share my feelings about this time, the environmental change. Okay, because you are a manager, you will become a manager. So you need always open to recognize the environmental change and then how to respond it. You need to think about that. Okay, so this time is how would I say? Actually, the U.S. economy, not just the U.S. economy, world economy. We can think about world economy. Almost every nation is actually coping with the pandemic situations. Many governments was engaged with the quantitative easing. That means they just spread a lot of money. They just push out a lot of money, okay, to the economy. Okay? Then when people have more money, then they have some resource to cope with this economic crisis. The problem of quantitative easing is stagflation. Stagflation. Okay, it can cause stagflation. What is a stagflation? Anyone? What is the stagflation? Well, you learn this in your economics, Econ 101 or whatever. What is a stagflation?
Is it the like slowing down of like unemployment or slowing down of is it slowing down of inflation? I guess I don't know. I could be wrong.
Good try, Noah. Anyway, it's a slowing down economy. Yes, that's right. Anyone else?
I guess I could give it a shot. Like there's less growth and then there's like really high employment. And this like happens when inflation is rising.
Mm-hmm. So, slowing down economy, high inflation. Okay? I just combine your answers. Okay? So stagflation. Stagflation is combination of stagnation plus inflation. So stagnation means slowing down your economy, okay? And inflation means price high, okay? So stagnation, your stock markets these days, your stock markets start going down. And also your job markets are not so great, okay? So actually the economy is slowing down these days. But you recognize this, the price of your products. When you consume any product, okay, you recognize, the price is going up. Like when you go to the restaurant, okay, and restaurants price going up, okay, and everything is going up, okay, in terms of price. So economy is not good, but inflation is high. Okay? So you are suffered from these situations. Okay, so stagflation was scheduled in some sense, okay, with the quantitative easing. Okay? So stock market crash, you know it, and also the why price is so high, inflation, because many people is pointing out the destruction of supply chains, okay, with the pandemic situations, okay. In the pandemic, okay, supply chains, which is highly systematically built up in the global economy. So, U.S. okay create some technology, right? Then U.S. doesn't need to produce the products because there are cheaper countries, something like China. So Chinese actually produce the products, then send them all over the world. Okay, and this system, this global supply chain was highly systematic. Okay, if there is something wrong in some part, very small part, it can be very volatile. It is very volatile. It can be easy to be destroyed. Okay. Then pandemic hit it, and then Chinese factory facilities, Chinese producing facilities are hit by pandemic. Okay. So they less produce. Okay. Also, so the production has a problem, and also there is the connections in the supply chains, shipping industry, logistics industry, okay? And this logistics industry also was hit by the pandemic. Okay, then the logistics price, shipping price is going up. Actually, not just going up, it's highly located. Okay, so I want to share. Okay, I have multiple. Usually, I just check it out. About how many? About 7, 8 indexes, economy indexes. Okay, in the usual time, but this time I want to share this index. All right, this is Baltic Dry Index. This index shows that price, the shipping price of raw materials, like a gas, okay, copper, coals, and steel, or something like that. Okay? This is a shipping price. Okay? Look at this. Woo! It's high, going up. All right. So you need to spend almost 3 times to have the raw materials. Okay. And this is more serious. Okay. This is a World Container Index. So the Baltic Index about the raw materials, and Container Index, usually it can be related with the consumer products. Okay? Container. I usually look at the Shanghai Index, but I just searched up World Container Index. Then look at this. Actually, both are very similar. And 19 October and 21 October. Less than 2,000, but now is more than 10,000. 5 times. Okay, 5 times. So, 5 times more expense to have consumer products. That's why we have inflation too. Okay, so economy is slowing down, right? And price is going up. Okay? This is a sort of transition point in my perspective. Okay, so as a manager, as a businessman, you need to know this. You need to recognize of this transition period. Okay? Then you should proactively respond to this transition. That's why I just want to share these transitions. Okay, so think about innovations. Right? Innovation can be anything. I thought so. Right? So, and with this highly rocketed shipping price, probably your innovation is a re-engineering of your supply chains. Okay? So if you reduce the mileage from your suppliers, it can be an innovation. Make sense? Okay? There are many ways you need to think about it. Okay? These situations. Okay, how to reduce your cost in these stagflation situations. Okay, all right. This is what innovative managers are doing in the economy, in the business. Make sense? All right. Okay, so let's move on. Any question, comment? Any question about economy, strategy? Okay. With this situation, I have many topics to talk about. Okay, it will take about several hours a day, several days. But any question, comment? Okay, then we are move. So this sharing will be replaced with the today class activity. Okay, so collaboration strategy again. Okay, very simple topic. We talked about it already. Okay, so I'm gonna a little bit speedy. Okay, So firms can choose develop a product alone or collaborations. You can choose it. But now, these days, not many firms go alone because the complexity of technologies. Okay, right. Several decades ago, the innovations, technologies were relatively simple. Okay? But these days, technologies are more complicated, so nobody can go alone. So firms need to, anyway, they should collaborate. Okay. So collaboration can enable firms to achieve more speedy and less cost and risk. All right. Then collaboration also entails sharing control, rewards, and may risk partner misfeasance. Okay, so we will talk about this. So why go solo? Simple and control. Simple and control. That's why firms going solo. But these days, it is really, really hard to find a firm to go solo. Okay, all right. Most firms, I can say, every firms actually, go collaboration strategies. Okay? And collaborating, obtain the needed skills or resources more quickly and cheaper. All right, cheaper price. And reducing asset commitment, increase flexibility, learning. Okay, learning. Sharing costs can build a cooperation around a common standard. And more customers. Okay? More customers. Your partners can become your customers too. So more customers. Types of collaborative arrangements. We already talked about this, right? Strategic alliances. Make a friend. 2. Help each other. Joint ventures. A firm, B firm, create a new C firm. A, B, each 50% ownership. Okay. Licensing. The purchasing right to use other firms' technology. This is a licensing. Outsourcing. You just purchase external resources in the house. This is outsourcing. Okay. Collective research organization formed to facilitate collaboration among a group of firms. Okay. So, which one is the most expensive? In-house R&D. Okay. Going solo is the most expensive one. That's why we cannot find any case, purely going solo. Okay? Many firms use this mode of strategic alliances. Okay? Each mode of collaboration strategy has its own pros and cons. Okay? So you need to carefully choose which one. Okay? Look at this. All right, speed, cost, control, potential for leveraging existing companies, and developing new competencies, and assessing other firms' competencies. Okay, so you just use this table. I'm not going to replicate this table one by one, but you just look at it. Okay, then you are a manager. Okay, you need to decide it. Okay, which collaboration strategy you will use in your position, in your future job. Okay, then you can choose it. Okay, all right. And partner selection. Okay, so the most important thing is the mode of the collaboration and also the choice of your partner. So we talked about that, resource fit and strategic fit. Resource fit, how your resources can be combined to create synergy. Strategic fit, your partners have compatible objectives and styles. Yes, this is a strategic fit. Yeah. All right. Okay. and other things. You just read that. Then you select partner, you get into the collaboration, then you need to do partner monitoring and governance. Okay. Actually, this happens in the investment industry too. Okay. When you make investment in a firm, then the next step is monitoring and governance. Okay. So think about that, venture capital industry. All right, venture capitalists, they make a partner, okay? They make an investment, they monitor and govern, okay? The partner. So successful collaborations require clear yet flexible monitoring and governance mechanisms. Okay? All right. These are based on the contractual arrangements, contracts. Okay. Contracts often include what each partner is obligated to contribute, how much control each partner has in arrangements, something like this. Okay. So when you make a contract, my simple advice is to hire a lawyer. Okay, to hire a lawyer. Okay, the cost will be about a couple $3,000 to hire a lawyer, but it worth to pay. Okay? All right. Then they also use shared equity ownership. This is a CBC and joint ventures. Okay. They rely on relational governance. Okay. This is very important. Your partner is your friend. You have a common goals. Okay. Maximize your benefit and your partner's benefit too. Okay. This is a relational governance. Okay. So between partners, sometimes A has a power, okay, bargaining power, and sometimes B has a power. Why? How this power is determined? This is a strategic contingency theory. All right, strategic contingency theory. Okay, the determination of power. Okay? Strategic contingency theory is presented in which it is hypothesized that organizations, being systems of independent subunits, have a power distribution with its source in the division of labor. So basically, strategic contingency says, this theory says, if you have critical resource in a step of division of labor, you will have a power in the relationship, in the partnership. Okay? Critical resource. If you have it, you will have a power between relationships, between partnerships. Okay? This is a strategic contingency theory. That's it. This is all about this chapter. I told you it's a very simple topic. So the modes of collaboration strategy, okay, and then partner selection, monitoring, governance. That's it. Okay? This is all about this chapter. Simple, isn't it? All right. So, any question, comment? No? Okay, please say no if you don't have any question, comment. All right, great, thank you. So I was, especially a little bit speedy today because this class is just before your fall break. Many students already, their mind go to somewhere. So, all right, so next time we're gonna talk about a new chapter. So let's conclude this meeting kind of like this today. Huh? So I hopefully you will have a great first break. Okay. All right. I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Any question or comment?
No question or comment, but thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Emily. You're doing great.
Have a
Thank
great
you so
fall
much.
break.
All right. Jesse, thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
You are
everyone.
currently the only person in this conference.